question to ask yourself, you know, how are you going to go about it to get that goal? I just think sometimes people might just set the goal and not break down, like Sunny said, because I feel you have to put as much details in it and how you're going to go about it and all these details to get motivated and keep motivated even throughout a 5 months that you still want to go and achieve that goal.
Okay. Yeah. So you're saying then that sometimes, you know, like it's only because I'm just trying to, I'm like the viewer now myself, because I'm also learning.
Yeah.
So what this is telling me is that, you know, so Sonny is saying that, like you have also said, that the beginning of the year, I mean, like, you know, that this year and even last year, well, is a tricky year, you know, the kind of way people had, you know, situations that have thrown us all off. They had. And so you were saying, therefore, that for people to be able to stick to their goals, you know, they have to ask themselves, why did I make this plan?
On course, all right? So you need to be very clear as to what you want to achieve. And like Inga said, we always start with the why. Why do I want to increase my client base from 30 to 50? Or why do I want to increase my viewer base? So if you're a blogger or you're a YouTuber, for example, and currently you have 1,000 followers and your goal is to have increased your 1,000 followers to 2,000 by the end of the year. Okay, so you have set that goal clearly for yourself. Come May, you are supposed to have achieved half of that, let's say 500, and you are only at 100 or say 50. Then you need to reevaluate. You need to check, was this goal too ambitious from where I was? Why am I not meeting them? So you need to evaluate what you have done so far and what you are not doing. So
okay.
Yes, go ahead.
Sorry, the question I was going to ask was that what differentiates me, for example, from the one who have been able to achieve their goals from those of us, for example, who haven't yet achieved our goals? That's what I...
So number one thing is discipline.
Okay.
Discipline to remain on course. All right. So a lot of people lack the discipline to carry out what they have said they will do. All right. And I like to state that discipline has 5 pillars. All right. And this is as defined by a gentleman I've been following, Steve Palvina. All right. It says discipline have 5 pillars. Number one is acceptance. Accepting where you are, accepting what you have been able to achieve and where you are. All right. The second one is willpower. The third one is hard work. And the fourth one is industry. And the fifth one is persistence. So clearly, one of the things that differentiate those that have been able to achieve their goals from those that have not been able to achieve their goal is the discipline to stay on course. Okay? You are disciplined to be able to do the things that you say you want to do. Self-discipline is the ability to get yourself to take action regardless of your emotion, regardless of how you are feeling. You know that you need to go out there. You know that you need to put out a post every day. So whether you are feeling like it or not, you do it anyway, because that is the discipline you have set for yourself. And you must accept those things. Okay? So number one is discipline, self-discipline. A lot of the people that have not been able to achieve their goal is just the ability to remain persistent and continue to knock at it. Okay? So persistence is another thing. You must persist. Whether you are getting the result you want now or not, persist. Persistence is the ability to maintain action regardless of how you are feeling. You keep on pressing. You keep on pushing. A lot of people do not push hard enough, and so they meet some obstacles, they give up. All right? Number 3 is that some people do not plan very well. All right? And so lack of planning. You don't plan what you intend to do, how you intend to achieve it. You are hoping that things will just fall in place. Okay? So number 4 is that you also have people that have set so high an ambition, so high a target, that when they fail to do 5% or 10% of it, they become discouraged. So there are a mirage of reason, but I think top of the list is self-discipline, and you must have a SMART goal. We call it SMART goal. Today, you can even have SMARTer, all right? And I will let Inga add a bit of things. So we call it SMARTer goal now, all right? SMART means the goal must be specific, all right? You must know exactly what it is, specific, all right? Number two is that it must be measurable. You must be able to measure it. If you are measuring it in liters, in length, in weight, in numbers, it must be measurable. So I'm at 10. I want to get to 50. That means I need 40 to make up. Clearly measurable. And number three is the important part. It must be an achievable goal. A lot of people set high, lofty goals that are way beyond their reach. Okay? You cannot be in primary 2 and say you want to take Living Sat examination and say my goal at the end of the year is I want to take Living Sat examination. That's way out of your league. You'll not be able to achieve it. So you must do something that is achievable. Number four is that it must be realistic. And the last one in SMART is that it must be time bound. You must put a time frame to which you want to do it. But we have added 2 more. ER, SMARTer. E is evaluation. So you must evaluate at intervals. And this evaluation can happen either on a monthly basis, on a weekly basis, sometimes even on a daily basis. People do evaluations of how far they have gone. And then the last R is revisit it, revise it, review it, if you like. So goals are not cast in stone. Okay. So to answer your question directly, discipline is on top of the list. Okay. And that's what I want to say. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Sonny. So Inga, do you have anything to add to what Sonny has said from the holistic point of view?
Yes, I will add another thing. All what Sonny said is I agree with that, and the consistency is one of the things, because you can't make a change or move forward anywhere if you're not consistent about it. Now, sometimes we can get lazy, or things can come across and we just then forget and move on. But believe that you can is one of the most important things to get you to achieve and move you forward as well. And discipline, the consistency, when we learn to do that, then becomes a habit, So I totally agree with that the consistency, the discipline is very important, and it's important in everything. It's even if you want to, when you want to work on your mind and change the way you think, you have to have a discipline to work on yourself. You have to have this consistency, because when you do that, it then becomes a habit, and that's how you then evolve. I love the Sonny you shared with the SMART goals. I think this is very, very important when you're trying to set a goal. We'll say someone wants to lose the weight, and I want to lose weight in New Year, but there's no specific, time frame, or we'll say you give yourself 12 weeks and you write down how you're going to go about it, and most important as well, why you want to do it, like how that's going to make you feel when you're going to achieve that goal, and how you're going to award yourself when you're going to get there. And and the check-in is, I'll say, for the goals, if you set the goals for the year or the next year, it is important to come back to it and have a look through it and see maybe something is not working the way you want it to work, so where you can maybe change.
Okay, that's fantastic. So what I hear both of you say is this. So Sonny talks about the SMARTer goals and discipline, all right? And then Inga, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, so what I hear you say is this, okay? And both of you have such interesting perspectives is unbelievable, is mind-blowing. So Sonny talks about discipline, and he talks about the smarter goals. And Inga, you're saying that in addition to discipline and the smarter goals, that you have to have the belief in yourself that you can do it, right? And you have to be consistent with doing it. So both of you have, very interesting perspectives that complement each other. So guys, quickly, I want to take some comments from some comments and questions from our viewers. I have one who says smarter from YouTube. She says smarter, very educative. Thank you, Mr. Sonny. And she says, what you do consistently becomes a habit. Thank you, Inga. Now, I have a question for Inga. It says to Inga, what are some of the mindset blockages that can stop us from reaching our goals? That's one. What effect does upbringing and trauma have on us that hold us back?
Good questions. Okay, the first one, I'm going to answer the first one. What can stop us is self-sabotage is a very big thing. We think when we were growing up, we've been surrounded and we've been learned that we have to look outside of ourselves. So we have lack of trust and belief in ourselves. So that's one. There comes now the practice, self-love and awareness about self-sabotaging in your head. Because we always have these small voices in our head. Like even for me, we'll say coming on to live and what if I say something this and that? And it could be like, I don't want to go on live because I might do that. So that can stop me to doing and we'll say to do and go on a live. That's just an example. But there are so many other examples. It's the small little voice in our head. What sabotage is a big thing. Yeah. So it's the first would be like bring awareness to it when that happens.
Then the second then is what effect does upbringing and trauma have on us that hold us back?
Yeah. Well, we all growing up and we all have traumas and it doesn't have to be a big one, but it could crush someone's confidence. For other person, it might think, oh, she's beautiful and this and that, but inside, because some kids, when someone was 5-year-old said something nasty, she would hold it in for the whole life until she's a grown woman. It is very important for us to, when we hold pain or some trauma inside and we're thinking of it, it is important to revisit those moments in our life. And a very good way of doing that, even if it's painful, because most people just want to put it in a box and just bury it, and then it can affect in a different way. Some people might have problems with anger and things like that, or be very depressed all life. They would have everything, So it is very important to revisit those moments where you feel that they affected you in some kind of way, and talk it out with yourself. Why you were feeling in such a way? Why, for instance, that person was saying that and that made you feel like that? There's so other more different things which you could do. But what I say is to think about it and talk about it, to get it out if you want to move forward in your life. Yes. Because trauma, we always keep trauma in ourselves. Like even the small kids, when they're growing up, someone might do something bad, and sometimes the kid can cry it out and let it out. But we as an adult, we holding everything in, and we don't want to bring that on the surface. So I think it is very important to bring that on the surface for you to move forward in your life. Yeah, okay. And revisit that.
Okay, what if you need therapy for it?
Sorry?
What if you need some form of therapy for it?
Well, yeah, therapies are working really great. I think it's for the person, if he feels that he needs a therapist or something like that, I would suggest 100% to do that. Because if the person doesn't feel he can handle it himself, and it's maybe eating him from inside and he can't move on with the life or move forward, then therapist, it would be a great, yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much for that, Inga. So the next question I'm going to ask is, okay, so what can we do? So assuming now we failed, where we, in our dreams, in our goals, and we fell off the wagon, what steps can we take? So we've taken the smarter goals and all of that. So what steps then can we take to get back on the wagon of revisiting our goals? Sonny.
So thank you very much. I will answer that question of what steps can we take, but just to add a bit to the question that Inga answered. All right, we are all products of our environment, and definitely of our upbringing. So we have what is called limiting belief. Like Inga said, self-sabotage is common. They have limiting beliefs. You think you can't do it. When I hear people say, I can't do this, I can't do that, it's simply not for me. I said the only thing that has not been done is the thing that has not ever been tried. So whatever a man puts his heart to do, if you want to do it, you can do it. But a lot of us have limiting beliefs. Okay, so nobody has ever gone to university in my family, so I can't go to university. Nobody has ever bought a car, so I can't buy a car. All right. Nobody has ever traveled abroad, so I can't travel abroad. Nobody has ever built a house, so I can't build a house. So we just have that limiting belief in us. And sometimes when these good are coming our way, because of self-sabotage and limiting beliefs, we keep saying to ourselves, it's not possible. It's not me. Okay. So trauma, when you experience trauma, number one, I would say, maybe something in your past that has affected you drastically, maybe a child that was raped, or you experience an armed robbery attack or whatever, and you are constantly afraid of being in the dark by yourself. Okay, so sometimes those kind of traumas can have effect. And what I would say is that maybe you seek therapeutic intervention in that case. All right, we are coaches, we are not therapists, so you can seek therapy. So I have a lot more to say to the person that asked that question, all right? But there are a lot of limiting beliefs that hold people down. And what you can do, you can get yourself out of that limiting belief by self-talk and taking deliberate action on a step-by-step basis until you get out of that hole. Okay, if not, you'll be stuck there. So that's for that. Now, if you have failed to achieve your target or your goal and come where it may, what can you do? Number one is to evaluate the progress of where you are. Be true to yourself. He said, to yourself, be true. If at the end of the year you wanted to hit 1,000 and by mid-year you are only 50, is it still realistic to hold on to that 1,000 mark? That means you have 950 to go. Can you make it? Now, sometimes if you hold on to that mark, you may get discouraged and say, look, this is unachievable, I can't meet it. So number one is to be true to yourself and say, what was the original goal I set for myself? Reevaluate that goal and say, okay, I'm reevaluating it and I'm resetting it to fall in line with the new reality. And sometimes it's not your fault. Sometimes you wanted to travel, but the government have placed restrictions, so you couldn't travel. Sometimes you wanted to increase a particular line of business, but there have been restrictions. People couldn't move out, people couldn't go out, so you couldn't meet your target. Now, you have to sit down and reevaluate and say, this is where I am now. What can I do realistically from the point where I am? So you look at what you look at the realistic situation of where you are. Then number 3, you look at what options are available to me. What can I do from this point? Where you will spend a lot of time is to look at the options that are available to you. So for example, you are a blogger, or you have been planning to go online and begin to send out content, and you have been planning that you want to do this for a while. Eventually, you started it around February, and you gave yourself a target and say, look, by end of the year, I want to have at least 1,000 followers. And you are here, you only have 40 followers. Is to sit down and reevaluate and say, realistically, I only have 40 followers. By the end of the year, do I still want to aim for 1,000, or I want to aim for 100? And then you will say, okay, maybe I will reduce it to 150. If you're on the line, you are following me. And then you will now look at the options. What was I not doing correctly that only got me to 40 instead of 1,000? What did I do that got me this 40? Can I do it more so that I can get more? What was I not doing so that you can stop doing that? And then you look at various options. Don't limit yourself to just one option, because a lot of people, sometimes when you have a goal, you only think of one way of achieving it. That is a big mistake. If you have a goal, there are several routes to getting there. And the trick is to list as many actionable plans on the table. And then when you have actionable plans on the table, you then select the most viable out of them. So if you come up with, say, 6 or 7, you can select the most viable 3, and then you then pencil them down to act upon them. So if you are on this program and you are listening and you probably have some goals, and we can talk about more specific goals if anybody have, and you haven't met your targets, all right? The realistic thing to do is assess where you are right now and say, why did I fail? The little success I got, what did I do to get that success? And then course correct. Course correct means if you need to make a course change, all right? And then you can say, these are the various options I need to take to get to where I'm going. And then the will to drive through. If part of the reason, so you must be real to yourself. Why did I fail? If part of the reasons why you failed was because you didn't have enough will to carry through, you probably need an accountability partner to help you, hold you accountable, to drive you so that you can do what you say you are going to do. Don't forget, I said the reason why a lot of people fail at the beginning is that they lack the discipline to carry through on what they say they will do. If that is a reason for you, you probably need an external help to help you get through.
Okay. Hello, can you hear me?
Go ahead, we can hear you.
Okay, so I have a question.
Yeah.
For Inga. Someone says, sometime last year, I went into depression. I have never expressed that before, so I decided to retrace my activities. Then I remembered that my study partner, a friend, was always depressed. So could it be that what happened? Did the person's study partner transfer the depression to this person?
You know what happens when we live together with somebody, or if we tend to take their energy as well. You know, it's the same with the partners and stuff, because we take on their energy and they take on our energy. You know, for depression, it could be that if you look at the person all the time and the person is not happy and all the time depressed, and especially if you're living together, that might become suddenly you're not feeling up for anything, and you feel not feeling good, and you're starting to feel depressed. Yes, it might affect in some way, but there's a deeper understanding of why is that happening, you know? Why there's a question why that person is depressed. Did something happen? What made them feel that way, you know? So there's much more into it. but we do connect with the other energies, that's for sure. At home, like we taking on like you taking on your partner's energy.
Okay.
You know, we do, yeah.
Inga, there's something that you wrote in your article, okay, and I'm going to read it. And you said something, and that brings me back to this. You said something. You said that that manifesting your future all comes down to energy and action, right? So everything in our world exudes energy, including us, right? So in order for us to be able to manifest the future that we want, you know, we have to exude the kind of energy then that we want to put into the atmosphere. So and then Toyi kind of like said this. She said, am I right in saying I became depressed because of my interaction with my friend who was also depressed, right?
You know, if you are with the person and you're meeting the person who are all the time depressed, okay, now that person probably should go and seek some kind of help, therapy or something like that, okay. And other person, if she feels that she's taken on that person's energy and she's starting to feel depressed, like my suggestion would be that maybe you should be you should kind of have a little, like, you don't want to be around somebody all the time who is like that, because you know it is affecting you. So you should maybe kind of not to interact as much, but to try to help the person as much as you can, because it would affect you. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. But, so yeah.
So I just didn't understand as well. The question was she wanted to manifest something, is it?
Oh no. So no, we're talking about you know, for you to manifest your future.
Yeah. Okay.
Because we talked about it. I was saying to you that in the article that you wrote, you said that energy is everything in manifesting your future.
Yeah.
Yeah. So your thoughts are energy, your desires are energy. So, you know, whatever you project into the atmosphere then becomes an energy to manifest whatever thing that you want.
But I'm just going to say something then, share something. Now, if we want to manifest something and we have something, for example, I want to have a new job. If you're just thinking about it, it's not going to work. You have to put the feeling in it that you can resonate in the same energy as how you would feel if you would get that job, you know? So it is all about that feeling as well. It is I was writing an article there, was sharing that the feeling is very important to manifest what you like in your life as well, because we are all feeling beings and energy. If we're not in the same level, like we want to be there, but we are here. So how in the energy base, how I can get there? So you have to do things what makes you feel good. It doesn't matter what it can be. It can be song, it could be walk or your friend or something that your frequencies go higher, you know, at the same level, that you can attract that into your life.
Okay. So Inga, because we've talked about this a lot all the time, even before we did this, or we started doing this, we talked about it. So, for example, in the article that you wrote about 5 steps to manifest the future that you always wanted, you gave us steps on how to manifest the future that we wanted. You talked about visualization, you talked about all those kind of things. So can you share with us then those kind of tools? Can you give us those kind of tools?
Visualization is really good, and it is again. It comes down about feeling as well, how you feel. Like if you feel very sad and you want to manifest something, it's just not going to work. So when you're doing something, we'll say the vision boards. Okay, you can put even the pictures, or you can use Pinterest as another very good tool. You can download it, and you can put my new home, and you can put everything what you would like to have in that home and what kind of home you would like it, and you could visit that every day or many times you would like. But then when you're thinking about it and you're looking at that, you should feel excitement. It's all about the frequency, how you would vibrate while you're looking at that, you know. Another thing is affirmations as well. The affirmations is very good. And meditation, I cannot suggest meditations enough. You don't have to sit and do hum, but you can listen to your favorite song and think about and feel it, the thing you want to attract in your life, you know. Yeah, so it's all about the feeling and what you want to. And then it comes all down to affirmations. You can write down to yourself a letter. There's so many things you can do to try to, whichever works for everyone. For somebody might work mood boards, and they would go on and do the mood board for them, and they're going to be looking at it, and it can get them excited, and that means they have that, they're vibrating in a good energy. And for somebody, it might be affirmations. When they're saying it out loud for themselves, it makes them feel really good and energized, you know. It's what works for everyone. So it is. So it's good to explore for all these things and see what works best.
Okay. So guys, if you want to read more about Inga's tips on how to manifest the future that you always wanted, she has an article on my website, onewomanity.com, and it's 5 steps to manifest the future that you've always wanted. Now, Enebi, I just want to ask you this question, right? Now, and that's to Inga as well. So I want both of you to look at it for me in a way. So there's someone, assuming there's someone on this platform here who is sick and tired of trying to achieve their goals, and they've given up. What are you going to say to that person?
So maybe that person is thinking way too much about that he wants to achieve that goal. So that's why he gave up, you know. Okay. It's very important when you want to achieve something and you set yourself a goal, it should be a fun way, you know, not like, okay, I'm gonna do this because this might work or this and that. When you do that, it's important for you to know that it's fun, like you're creating something for yourself, and you shouldn't be waiting on it. You know, you should leave all this. You set something with a good intention, and you just revisit it, but you don't wait. Often when we wait something to happen, it's not going to happen, you know, because your mind will be, again, can sabotage you, and you might think all the time about it. Oh, it's not here yet, you know, it's not there yet. So, I just, you know, give up on it. It's to have fun with it. Okay. And try to relax and not think about it too much, you know.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll give Sunny to answer that one as well.
Yeah, and so Sunny, what do you have to say?
Okay, so thank you very much, Inga, for that brilliant piece you added. So the first thing I would say is that, like the book that Simon Sinek wrote, he says, start with why. So the first thing I would say to such people is why. Why do you want to achieve that goal? So you want to lose weight, why? You want to read a book, why? You want to get a degree, why? You want to buy a new car, why? So if the reason is not clear, and if it's not connected, then there's going to be a problem. So the first thing I'll say to that person is like, let's have a clear reason in your mind why you want to achieve that goal that you want to achieve. Now, do you want to get married because everybody around you is getting married? Or do you want to buy a new car just because everybody is buying a new car? All right. And so that's the goal you've set for yourself. So first of all, you must know the reason why. All right. So if you know the reason why, then you can walk through the process. Like I said to them, sometimes you are going after that goal for the wrong reason. If you're going after it for the wrong reason, then it becomes a chore. Are you starting this new business because that's the thing to do now? Everybody is going into it. You just want to follow the head mentality, then it becomes a stressful thing for you. All right. So you must sit down with yourself first and define, why do I want to do this? Once that is clear in your mind, you then put in processes, and you must bite little chunks. Okay, like Inga said, sometimes we bite too much. And if you bite too much, you can't chew effectively. Okay, so you can't chew effectively, right? And so that's the first thing that I would say to the people. Why? Take them in little bites. If you have tried before and it didn't work, you can try again. Because what Thomas Edison said when they asked him, why have you failed? He said, I have not failed. I have only learned 9,999 ways not to do it. Okay, so he said, I have not failed. I have only learned 9,999 ways not to do it. All right, so he kept trying. So I said to that person, you have not failed. All right, you have only learned a lesson. And we must always learn a lesson from failure. There's always an opportunity and a lesson that in everything we tried that didn't work, there's a lesson for us. But the final thing I would say to such people is, if you have tried all you can by yourself and it's not working alone, then I will recommend you get some external help. And when I say external help, I'm not talking doctor. You can talk to a coach. You can talk to a specialist who will then be like your accountability partner and will walk you through the little steps that you need to take to succeed in what you want to do. Thank you.
Thank you. So guys, please, I want you to have your questions and suggestions, questions and comments, because we have Inga and Sonny here to answer your questions. So someone says, hello, Ebi. Someone says, the 5 pillars of discipline is key to success. And yeah, and then someone says something here. I think she says here, I think what Inga is talking about is LOLA. I don't know what it is. Is it LOA? Whatever you feel you attract, that is why we should mind our thoughts. When we think, we nurture it and it happens. Right, Inga, that's what you mean, is it?
Nurture the thoughts and mind our thoughts. I suppose maybe you can read that again.
Yeah, she's saying that that what you feel you attract. That's why it's important that we mind what we think. Because
it's how you feel is attracting what's happening around you.
Law of attraction.
Now, if you feel low and you feel agitated and sad and angry and all these things, then you're gonna get around people or situations and circumstances what will attract that kind of energy. You see, it goes back again to the energy, the frequency you are. If you are in low frequency, you attract low frequency. It's the same goes, we'll say, with the partners. You know, someone have a partner and it could be they would have very bad relationship, but they keep going back. It's because they are in a low frequency, you know. So it is very important to check yourself and talk to yourself as well. And if you feel that you have like these thoughts coming into your head, what might sabotage you for any reason, you know, or you feel that you can't do this, like Sunny said, because your family didn't have that, or you have to do this because your friends have that. Now that calls for fixed mindset, you know. So it is very important to raise awareness of the thoughts you have in your head.
Okay, so just quickly, that I have two more questions because I don't want to exceed my time. Now, what's the difference between your aspiration and your reality? So sometimes, like, I aspire to live in a very big mansion, lovely house, and my reality is that I live, that my reality doesn't match with an aspiration. So how do I marry those two things to kind of like achieve the goal that I expect? Sunny? Oh,
okay,
sorry.
Okay, yeah. Great. So thank you very much. So, I mean, aspirations are things we set for ourselves and we look forward to achieving them. All right. So by so and so I want to graduate. By so and so time I want to get a job. By so and so time I want to own my own house, or I want to get married and settle down and have children, or I'm actually looking forward to losing weight. All these are aspirational goals. All goals are really aspirations. They are things, they are statements of intent and where you want to be at some particular point in time in your life. However, the reality of life is that not everything that we want comes to us. And that is the truth. That's why we need to constantly do evaluation and reevaluation of where we are, as opposed to where we wanted to be at that point in time. So a good way to give you a study of this is to, if I were your coach and I was talking to you, and you come to me and you say, this is what I want, this is what I want. There's what we call the mind map chart. So I can put you on a map machine and say, tell me, 1 year from now, where do you see yourself? 5 years from now, where do you see yourself? I mean, when we go for interviews, we get all such questions. Sometimes as parents, we ask our children. Sometimes for us also, we do a 10-year projection, a 5-year projection. And I say to you, 1 year from now, where do you see yourself? Which part of town will you be living? Which city will you be living? What kind of car will you be driving? And you may have all those lofty aspirations and say 10 years from now, I see myself retired, living in highbrow area in Abuja. I'm the coach to the president and coach to a lot of presidents around the world in Africa. Those are aspirations and they are perfectly good, okay? But if your aspiration must be met, there are things that you need to do to get you there. And that's why we work with you as coaches. We look at your aspirations and look at where you are. And the gap between aspiration and reality is what we need to bridge. So a lot of people are where they are because they haven't got to that aspired level of their life, which is not a bad thing in any way, all right? But the truth of the matter is aspirations will only remain aspirations if you don't take actions, concrete actions to bring about those things happening, all right? So that is just the simple truth of life.
Okay, yeah.
I can agree. It's conscious actions that you're taking the steps to get where you want to be. Yeah.
Conscious action.
Conscious, yeah. And I feel that it is important as well to have start with the small steps. It's like I see the small steps always bring at the end to the bigger picture, you know?
Okay. Wow.
Let me just add to that. So like an athlete who wants to win an Olympic gold medal, okay? I read the story of a young gymnast who eventually won the Olympics. And she said at the age of 4, she was taken to the Olympic gymnastic hall and she was told to close her eyes and imagine that she was standing on the podium and everybody was clapping. And they simulated a clap, they simulated an audience cheering with her eyes closed. So in her mind's eye, she had seen herself on the podium winning an Olympic gold medal.
Yeah.
8 years before it happened.
The mind and the feeling, so powerful. You see?
In her mind's eye,
there
she
you go.
had seen herself 8 years before it happened. All right. Yeah. And it's the same thing. There's another story of a young lady that came to Lagos and was selling land to us when I was still in employment. She used to come and hawk, all this land they were selling in certain areas. Her English was not as touch as you will expect. She was just an average person, but she persisted. They laughed at her, they made jokes. Some people bought out of pity, but eventually the lady persisted. I don't know what her aspiration was. I don't know what her dream was. But the last time I spoke to that lady, she had acres of land. She's owner of estates now. Amazing. This story I'm calling, yes, she owns estates just from selling simple. So whatever your aspirations are, they are possible, they can happen. The thing is to be deliberate, take conscious action towards it every day, and you will get to where you're going eventually.
Okay, guys, now I have one question. I have two things, so I don't want to overshoot now. So I have one question. Someone says, if one is struggling to achieve a goal, would you also advise the person to get a mentor? Sonny?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. As a coach, I've worked with a lot of people that didn't even keep to what we agreed. In that case, will you say I was able to help them? Probably not. All right. But if you are committed to the process, so people come to us personally of their own accord and say, look, I've tried by myself, I couldn't, but I think I need help. So if you come to that conclusion that you do need a mentor or a coach, then I think you should go for one. It will help you.
Okay. Yeah. So Inga, do you have anything to add to that?
No, I'm very happy to that. Just another thing, there was a question earlier about trauma and stuff and it can move forward. I just want to suggest to revisit that and just give yourself a space and think about all that, what is in your heart, and talk it out. And you will see that there will shift is going to happen if this is what's stopping you from moving forward,
Okay. Now the next and the final question would be, I want both of you as a corporate and executive coach and a holistic and mindset coach to give me, assuming, for example, listen, I want to lose some weight, right? I think I've added a lot of weight and I want to lose some weight. So as a holistic and a mindset coach and as a executive coach, okay, coaches, can you give me practical steps of losing weight? I want to start with Sonny first and then Inga.
All right, so if you need practical step on losing weight, I think you should get a gym coach, all right, who will generally work with you on how you should lose weight. But I think that
you don't want to get into trouble, do you?
No, I don't want to get into trouble. I don't want to get into trouble. But basically, I like I say, is to realistic say, what's the goal? All right. So you must define the goal. So are you weighing 60 kg now? Do you want to bring it down to 55? So you must agree on how much weight you want to lose. All right. And then you must break it down into actionable steps. All right. Maybe daily will be too ambitious. So you can say on a weekly basis, I want to lose 0.2 or 0.3 or 1 kg monthly basis. Over the next 6 months, I will lose 1 kg a month. Just break it down and hold yourself accountable. All right. If you're going to go on some diets, get a diet coach to also work with you, so that it's all part of the goal setting, and you must be deliberate about it. And you must be discipline is very important. A lot of people set themselves this goal and they are not disciplined to carry it through.
Okay. Inga, as a mindset coach, how would you advise me? What do I need to do in terms of visualizing and meditating and all of that?
I would agree with Sunny as well. To make a target, like you put your goal, like you want to lose 6 pounds or whatever that is, and then you break it down. And conscious steps you're going to take. You don't have to be very overwhelmed and I'm going to be exercising 5 times a week. I'm going to be eating only vegetables and not going to eat any bread, because you're most likely to fail. Because more important is as well, you should take fun when you're doing that and enjoying that, and be happy for the result you are going to achieve. Perhaps you can just start slowly and gently. I might start first week just by drinking more water. By second week, I might just start do gentle exercise, or I'll do walks 3 times a week. Whatever is best and resonates better for you, which you can achieve, we'll say, in that week. What doesn't give you the that it's not overload for you for whatever you're doing everything else in your day life, that it doesn't affect you that bad, but that you have this consistency, that you're gonna work it through that. Now, in a holistic way, there's the internet. You can there's a lot of other things which you can use, like start drinking lemon water. I mean, if you want to get a health coach or gym coach, some people don't want to do that, then they can find loads of information on the internet what can help them to lose weight. But it's all about to have fun in the process when you're doing that, and do with the small steps. Yeah.
Okay. Now, guys, thank you so much. My time is up. Someone says, thank you, Ebi. Good topics. She really appreciates it. And I want to say, thank you so much, Inga, and thank you so much, Sonny, for coming on.
Welcome.
And I want to thank everyone who made it today. You guys are a lot today on my on the Zoom. Thank you. I really, really appreciate it. So for me, I really enjoyed this this particular one, because I learned a lot, and so I was just quiet and listening. So Sonny is about making pragmatic steps, and Sonny has told us to make smarter goals, and Inga is saying, in addition to making the smarter goals, she says to be to believe in yourself, not to self-sabotage, and be consistent, and then be happy, right? And then see yourself in the future that you want. And she says everything about manifesting your dream and your vision is about energy, your energy, right? So well, I want to go. Oh, someone says something. So if you feel like that coaching could be beneficial to you, or if you just like to know a little more about coaching, what coaching is, and how it can help you to reset smart goals, then you can contact Executive Coach Sonny Enebi. And his social media handles are Sonny Enebi on Twitter and Instagram. And if you also want to, and Facebook, and if you also want to contact Inga, your website is?
It's www.futureself.ie.
And you can also follow you on Facebook on Future Self as well.
Yeah, Future Self on Facebook, on Instagram.
So Future Self on Facebook and Instagram, and you can also contact Sonny Enebi on his social media handles as well. So guys, I want to say thank you so much for everyone for staying to the end. I really, 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 God, I keep saying really, really, I always repeat myself. I enjoyed bringing this program to you. I have so many people. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. I don't have the time to call out all your names, but I want to say a huge thank you to Alaji Dada. Thank you so much. And to all my favorite human beings on the planet, you know yourselves. Thank you, thank you, thank you, and see you next time. Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you very much, IB.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.